Game on.
Hey there, game gurus. Welcome back to the channel. I've just come back from the Cleveland Gaming Classic, actually just yesterday, and my voice is like fine right now. I'm at the show. I've totally lost my voice the entire time I'm there. I don't get it, but that's not what I'm here to talk about today. So literally I was getting on the plane last Friday to go out to the Cleveland Gaming Classic. I got notification that my New Wave Toys items had arrived, which is the Ghouls and Ghosts and Ghosts and Goblins. And of course, I'm in Cleveland, and they arrived there. Fortunately, at the show, Shiloh was there and New Wave Toys was there. I was able to get my eyes on what I was most concerned about and really interested about, which was the new lenses, the 2.0 lenses that are on these new machines. So, starting with the Missile Command, both versions, the Field Edition and the regular, they started a new, like a lens to go over the LCD panel. And the point of that lens was to give it more of a CRT look, because obviously you can't get a CRT that small, and CRTs are a dying breed. I have a couple down here and a couple over here that I've now been collecting off of Facebook Marketplace. I'm just as guilty as the rest of the world for just immediately going on the LCD bandwagon and getting rid of my CRTs, without even really thinking and realizing that, well, there's a real need to keep them, especially if you're a retro gamer, so shame on me. But in any case, New Wave Toys is trying to recreate that with certain lenses and effects on their mini machines, and they did start it with the Missile Command line, and a lot of people drew a lot of negativity with it. Now, for me personally, I wouldn't say I was completely negative, but I did have some concerns when I was looking at it. The light was reflecting in a certain way that really did detract from the experience. Most of the light up marquee would warp down over the screen. But it is a learning process. New Wave Toys listened, and then they came out with their food fight. And the food fight, again, there was improvements on there. It was like a 1.5, if you will, of that screen. But now in the Ghouls and Ghosts and Ghosts and Goblins, there's a couple of firsts on these. One is the new 2.0 screen, the CRT effect, which I can tell I've already saw at the Cleveland Gaming Classic, and I think they finally nailed it. It looked really, really good to me. But we'll get into a little bit more of that in here. But also they do accept little coins. So you can put little coins in the machine to start it, which is really neat because they've been including these little coins for a while, but now they're inside the machine. And I believe these also have the little power cords that come out like the machines had. We can use them or not use them. And there's a little coin tray. So when you put the coins in, you open it up and there's a little tray, a bucket that keeps your coins. But in any case, I did receive my package here on Friday, and I'm getting more and more concerned with UPS. Again, my driver here is great. I don't think it's him. He's a really good guy. He actually brings bones for Blue every time he comes. But these boxes are getting more and more dented and damaged. And I did open this box already, and I did see that the outer box, and again, I'm a collector. You know, I'm a little bit of a psychotic collector. But the outer boxes, I even collect those. I know Shallow's like, really? But I do. And those got damaged. So I haven't actually looked inside those. But they do say that, you know, this is kind of nice. This is the double pack. I did order the Ghouls and Ghosts and Ghosts and Goblins. And it does come in this really big box right here. And again, they give a lot of cool information on here on the side. So again, New Wave Toys really does good things. But I don't like when the boxes come all beat up. So that I'm not too happy about. So I'm going to open this thing up right here. And let's kind of see what we have inside. So I'm going to open up this outer box. We are going to have the two smaller boxes inside, which you see here. We have the Ghouls and Ghosts and, oh, don't want to do that. My goodness. The Ghouls and Ghosts in the black wording, and then the Ghosts and Goblins in the green. So I'm going to take this out of the box, and again, the box itself, the main shipping box, did have some damage on it. So I did open these up just so I could do this, make it easier to come out. And sadly, yeah, so in my Ghosts and Goblins, my box did take a hit here. So now my concern is that the inside box take a hit. Now, New Wave Toys is really good with their packaging. They're not to blame whatsoever. It's definitely helped with shipping. And I'm also not blaming my shipping, my UPS driver, because he's a phenomenal guy. But in between New Wave Toys and getting to New York, California to New York, obviously he's taken a pounding. So I'm hoping the inside box in this one is okay, even though I'm a little sad that this box took hit. I'm going to move this over to the side just for a moment and take out my other box to see how this one fared. This is the Ghosts and Goblins box. And this one, let's see. Okay, this one looks okay. So just my Ghouls and Ghosts took a hit on the outside box. So let me rearrange this camera a little bit, put these things down, we'll take a quick look at them. Let's get started. Okay, so we have our two boxes right here. We're going to start with the Ghosts and Goblins, because that was the older machine. So I'm going to take the Ghouls and Ghosts and my damaged little box out of the way for the moment. Put this over here. And we'll take a look at this box again. They always do such a nice job. I know it's just a box, and people are like, come on, Glenn, but if you're a collector like me and you're a little psychotic like me, I guess this is important to you. But I do like what they do in the box. It's just this detail that they put along with all the items. You know, they have the item UPC, all this information, the net weight, and stuff like that. New Wave toys, replicated amusements, and I've gotten every one of these. And full disclosure, I bought these. I have bought every single one of these, except for the Asteroids, like the beat up edition. I couldn't see Asteroids like ruined. I love that game. But in any case, I get off topic a lot today. But again, it's very well taped and marked. But this is just the outer box. This is like the shipping box. So let's open this thing up and see what's actually inside. So again, they package this thing very, very well. They spent a lot of expense even putting this extra piece of cardboard to try and protect everything inside. So Shiloh New Wave Toys, great for that. And let's take the actual box that's inside. This is just a shipping box to protect the box inside. So we're going to turn this thing upside down, let it come out. As you can see right here, another piece of foam to protect the bottom, or cardboard I should say. I'm going to move this box and put it aside. And I can say so far at a quick peek, this looks okay. Take a nice close look at the box. Again, it's hard to see, I guess, with the lighting here, because it's a light green. We have Capcom on here. Ghosts and Goblins, which the first time I saw this was actually on the NES, and that's actually one of the things I went out and bought immediately when my cousin was playing this. It was actually New Year's Eve at his house, back when people did those type of things. And same type of thing here. Do not fork this side. This setup, make it look like there was the actual box, full size, and they used to carry these around with the forklifts on here. So we're going to open this little bad boy up, and because this box did fare very well. So let's see what we have inside. Oh, there we are. Let's get this out of the box real quick. I will say New Wave Toys unboxings could take a while. So I'm sorry about that. So I take this thing off here and I'll put this aside gently and keep it as safe as I can because Glenn is a psychopath. But look at that. Look at that. Ghosts and Goblins. Now again, I saw this at the show with Shiloh and Eduardo and Peter and everyone else at the booth, but this one's mine. This one's not one that's just sitting there. So what's really cool about it, again, the coin doors are actually functional in this. You actually drop little coins in for credits, and the door down here has a bucket to contain them. It does have the new 2.0 screen, which I'm telling you right now, if you had a problem with it before, you really should not be having a problem with it now. They really, I think, dialed it in and nailed it perfectly with that. Of course, they have the artwork on the side. I'm just showing right here, working coin mechanism, the bucket here to collect the coins, and of course HDMI out, because you know what? I'm going to admit, even with my Build-A-K line, the controls are great, but this game is impossible even with full-size controls, so you're probably going to want to connect HDMI in this and use full-size controls, because if anyone could beat this game, going through it twice with this joystick, holy cow, you're a god. But this is, again, a playable mini. It's not really meant to be played to that extent, but there's USB in the back to hook up your own controllers, and of course all the stuff on the back. But again, here is our CRT FX 2.0, and yes, a mini fake power cable, which is kind of neat. It is plug in and you can remove it. You don't have to leave it on there. I think it's just using like a little phono connector, but we'll take a look at that. And you can play both games. I think the Ghouls and Ghosts and Ghosts and Goblins are on both these machines. Just depends on your artwork. I wanted both because, well, I'm crazy. So we're going to take this stuff off here and get inside the box as best I can. I have to do something to cut this open, I think. I might have something over here I can use. Sure, this will work. Why not? Try to do it without damaging anything. Yeah, it's not going to work. I'm going to need a knife. I'm coming back. Well, a knife or a little screwdriver. Just something to puncture this. But again, you know, everything's shrink wrapped, which is nice. They do have a lot of attention to detail. Now, it's one of those things where I almost hate to even take these out of the packages at all because these are just so awesome. But even I know you got to have these things on display. You have to be able to look at them and play them once in a while. So the packaging has to come off. And now with the packaging off, the box is a little bit easier to see. And even on the top, we have Arthur right there. That one touch, that armor is only good for one touch, man. You got to really work on that armor. Not sure there's anything on the bottom, just to replicate Capcom. But again, a very beautiful box. You know, again, if you're a collector, New Wave Toys really makes really nice boxes on here. But again, let's get to the good stuff, which is inside. So I'm going to open this thing up. Of course, we have the Japanese naming for the Ghouls and Ghosts, which is awesome. And of course, we have our protective foam on the top. Take that out of the way, and now we're getting to the good stuff. Okay, we have the Romstar Ghosts and Goblins manual right here. And of course, here we go. So we'll take this out in a minute, but here is our power cord, which it looks like it does just plug in with a little, looks like a little phono connector, to be quite honest. Mini coins. He's got extra this time. Usually you get one set. Looks like we have 2 sets of mini coins. And different, this kind of something they've been doing now as well. Different tops for the bat top itself, which is kind of nice. We'll put this aside just for the moment. And again, more protective foam. We have our power cord, and usually have been mini or micro power. I'm not sure if it's USB-C. And it looks like, yes, it looks like they moved over to USB-C for power, which is kind of nice. Just we have to go, it'll just go right in. Another piece of protective foam. And now comes the good stuff. And I'm going to say this was the easiest one to ever come out of these packages. Usually they're pretty tight. But we're going to move this box carefully out of the way. And we'll finally get our look at our Ghosts and Goblins. And again, I never played this in the arcade. I never did. But it's purple, and the artwork is really, really nice. I guess they never had artwork all the way down the side. I guess at this time people were figuring, you know, we make machines and they'll probably repurpose, so put artwork on a smaller spot, this way you can change the artwork. But I do miss when they did the whole side in artwork, but I think that was a dying thing more in the 90s at that point. But the control panel here is very nice. Our nice spring clicky buttons and joystick. Very, very nice. And I'll get a little closer shot right here. So you can see this coin door here actually has an opening to drop in your coins. I think you could also press the button, maybe not, that doesn't press. But this button does depress. The one that accepts the coins does not. So we'll have to look in the manual and see if that's just for the menu, or if you can put in coins manually, or if you always have to drop coins in. Although that's really cool, it could be a bit of a pain to put coins in every time. But down here, this has always opened up in the past. You usually put maybe your power cord or something in there. But now, when you open this up, and it is metal, there's a little bucket here to accept your coins. Look at that. Now it is plastic, but you can't put your coins, have them drop in there. Shame. Now, if you do put a coin in, it won't ever drop down here. It's always going to go inside. So hopefully they don't get stuck. And I know people love doing this. I always have algebra, because then the screen is no longer dust free anymore. We're going to peel that off and put it aside. And we'll get a shot of that later. But you can see even with the lights in this room, obviously pointed up at the light, anything's going to reflect it. Okay, there we go, like that. But I'm noticing here on the side, and I saw it again at the show, that when you're playing the game, I don't think it gets any more light or reflectivity on it than a normal LCD would get. But it does have that nice CRT effect, and it's got like the bezel around it like a TV would have. So we'll take a look at that as well. And they have the little speakers up here, although the speaker's really in the back. Right there. And they've been always adding this little lock at the back, which is kind of nice. They have the danger high voltage and all the information they put on the back for the machine, like a serial number. And you can see on the back where it says power, that's really not power. That's going to be where you plug in your fake power cord. 2 USB ports. The charge is your real power, which is in fact USB-C. And of course they do have HDMI out. On the top we have a power indicator with its charging or needs charging. Volume control up here. And that's the machine itself as a whole. It looks really, really nice. And once again, visually looking at the machine, there are no issues, which is great. But this beautiful artwork, the bezel around here just feels nice. This all feels really, really nice. So I'm going to put this thing down here just for 1 second. Like so. And we'll move these other things out of the way just for a moment. And we'll take a look in right here. Now, this is now in a sealed little bag. So I have to open the bag? I'm not going to. I have plenty of USB-C. It is USB-A to USB-C. I'm not opening that. I refuse to open that. But I will open this here. So let's take a look in here and see what we have. Again, they usually gave coins, but it looks like they doubled up on the coins. But let's take a look first at this little power cord. So it looks like it's just like a rubber plastic. And they do have a little 3-prong plug. It would have been kind of nice if they made them silver, painted them silver, but they are just all black. It's just probably one casting of it. But it is the type of plug you had back then, and it is got the 3 in it. And that comes all the way over to this little plug here, what looks like a phono plug. So, and it is a fairly firm rubber, but it is rubber. So we turn this thing around to the back. That's where that'll plug in, where it says power. It's gonna plug that in. And now your machine has a little fake power plug. Again, a nice little touch from New Wave Toys. That's neat. That really is. Okay, I'm gonna put this thing back down for a second with that little fake plug still attached. Or maybe we can call it a demon tail. Something along those lines. And of course we have a red top on here right now, but you can change them out for different colors. You can see right here, these are screw-on. You can see the brass inserts in there. And you have a green, a black, a purplish blue, and a white. I'm going to leave the red on there right now. And it looks like you just twist it off, which you would expect if it's got a screw-on connector to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the camera a little bit closer here, and we'll turn this little bad boy on. Actually, I'm not even going to do that just yet. Hold on, I didn't get the manual out. I get ahead of myself sometimes. So it looks like they did include, 3. Okay, I stand corrected. There are 4 coins per bag, and they've included 12 coins. Usually you just get the one thing of coins, usually like 4 or 5 coins. Now they're including 12. Well, that's kind of nice. Let's take a quick look at the manual. I just want to see how the coin door actually is set up to operate, if there's a way to do it by hand or not. If I can get it out of here, that is. Okay, again, they do a nice job with the manual, with the artwork. They try and make it look like the manual would have looked back in the day. Let me see what everything right here. So number 9 is for the coin door. So mini coin slot, but a non-functional button. But 10 can add credits. Okay, so usually it would be coins and get to the menu. Now you can physically put coins in here, but you can just press the other one. So if you press this one, that will deposit coins. So I'm wondering how you get into the menu now. Let it marquee, the jump button, the fire button, joystick, fire, add a credit. Okay, well it doesn't show here, so it must be a combination. So let's go here, how to start a game. Let's go through here. Changing tips, controls, how to start a game. Navigating the menu. Okay, so you have to press both player 1 and player button 2 together. So you have to press these at the exact same time to get into the menu nowadays. Okay, so let's put this stuff aside and let's let it shut up for a second, and let's actually turn this little bad boy on and try it out and see what it's like. So, be right back. Okay, I moved the camera a little bit here, and again, they have these tiny little coins, and I'm not sure if they're plastic or not. I never really knew if they were metal or not. I'll see if I can get this on my fingers to show you guys. They're tiny little coins. But they must, my guess is it's almost using like a mouse LED optical sensor. And when the light gets blocked, you know, as a coin went into the machine. Let me turn this thing on right now. Hopefully we have a charge. Okay, we have the red indicator light. Now I'm in a completely bright room in here. I have these LED lights over top. And let's see how this thing goes. The marquee just turned on. And we have the New Wave Toys logo right there. Replicate Amusements. And again, comparable to the Missile Command or even the Food Fight, that looks really, really good. It does. Again, you're never going to really know unless you see it for yourself. But for me, I think they finally nailed it with their effect here for the CRT. The whole point is to make it look like the old TV sets. And the effect of light artifacting around or really distorting the screen is not there in my opinion. Of course, your opinion may vary. I'm not sure what's coming across on the camera, but I'm telling you, if you had any issues with the Missile Command or even the Food Fight, I think they finally dialed in this screen, and now it's going to be an absolute marvel to people looking at it. Really, really is. The sound sounds great. It really does. Now I'm going to try getting into the menu. We put these coins down. Hope I don't lose them. So you press 1 and 2 at the same time. And we did get into the menu. Now I will say also, on the Missile Command, it was very hard to read the way the Forenso lens kind of did it. This is not hard to read, other than I'm just blind. So the top option is difficulty, normal, and that's already super difficult in my opinion. Screen brightness, you can adjust it. It's at 50% right now. You can make it brighter or darker. The marquee on and off. The marquee is on, and I will say, on this guy right here, there's a, I don't know if that's supposed to be there or not. There's like a little white coming through, but that could be how the artist wanted that to be. I can't tell. Outside of that, everything else looks, I think actually that's supposed to be there. I can look at the other whites on there. I think it's supposed to be there part of the effect. So the marquee is very evenly lit on it, and it looks really, really good. Now they have a scan line mode. Interesting. Maybe we'll try that a little bit later. We have starting lives at 3. Bonus, you can tell when your bonus is every 20,000, 70,000, so forth. A track mode audio is on, and battery life. I'm just interested to see what the scan lines would be. It's called replicate scan lines. And right now it's on, and we'll go out of the menu. And it's, oh, there are scan lines there. There are. It is a little hard to see. Again, I'm kind of old, but it did put in scan lines. They don't look too bad. I may actually leave them on for right now. So it might come out better on a larger TV set, but there are definitely scan lines there, and it really looks pretty good. Again, I think New Wave Toys kind of nailed it this time with that 2.0 screen. I know I'm talking about it a lot. That was a big sticking point for a lot of people with the missile command. To the point where some people actually opened it up and removed it. I did not, because again, certain angles you can play it, they have to be very precise. But this here screen is working really, really well. So the next thing I want to try is this little mini coin. So I can see I get my little fingers around this little mini coin and put it in here and see if I get a credit. So I'm going to go in the left door. Oh, and I got a credit. Now if I go inside here in my bucket, I should have a coin. Let's see. Yes, I did. So that's kind of cool. So let me put this back in here. I'm going to leave the door open, and hopefully I won't lose the coin, just so you can see it drop down. Kind of hoping you can see it. I may have to lift this thing up a little bit. I'm probably going to lose this coin. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And there it is. It dropped right down in there. I'll try it one more time because I'm not sure if it was on the camera. I'll tilt it back a little bit. And there it is. So the coin goes through and I got 3 credits. So what I'm going to do right now is put this bucket back in here. Close this up. And I'm going to give this a try. So I'm going to sit over here on the side. It's very hard to see just because I'm on the side. And this is a hard game to begin with. But let's try it out. I can use both these sides here. So I'll use this side like this. I think it won't block your view. Very good speaker. The buttons, as usual for New Wave Toys, feel really, really good. I think they're a little bit more tall than normal. But again, I never played the arcade, so I can't say if that's how it was in the arcade. Oh, I don't want that fireball. I do not want that fireball. Ah, I don't want that fireball! Ah, I got the fireball! I hate the fireball. And I'm dead. Which is pretty much how I play this game normally. The fireball is like the worst thing to get. Now I'm kind of screwed. Oh my lord. I'm gonna die. Okay, I haven't even got past like the first level. So even for me that's pretty bad. So, oh my god. Okay, what I will say is the joystick felt fine. The buttons felt fine. They just feel tall to me. But again, that could have been how it was in the arcade. I don't know because I never played the arcade machine. But as far as this goes, it's just as hard as it would be, I guess, in the arcade. But this is a really beautiful looking cabinet. Let's just get an overall view of how this thing looks. now that we took a look at the original Ghosts and Goblins, this is the sequel. Now, the Ghosts and Goblins came out on the NES. Ghouls and Ghosts I first played on the Sega Genesis. Again, never played this in the arcade, but I did play this on the Sega Genesis. And again, I love the game, and it's also hard as anything. You can see once again in the box, New Wave Toys does a really nice job here, and hopefully inside this guy was protected, because this actually has damage out here, so I'm a little worried that my inside box took a hit. And my heart's kind of racing at the moment. I'm not kind of freaking out looking inside this box. I got my foam as well, and oh goodness, let's see. Did my box survive or not? Let's open this carefully. Damn it! Nope, this box took a hit. So, you know, it's one of those things with nothing I could do about it, but if you like to look at the front, it looks great. On the side, it looks great. It looks great. Till you get to the back, and sure enough, my box has a dent. Again, not a big deal, but you know, when you're a psychopathic mental case with bags all the time, that does bother you. But hopefully the inside box is okay, and the two outer boxes, actually three. This guy went through 3 boxes. So let's see if the 3 outer boxes protected the box inside. So we're going to find out right now. My heart is racing a little bit. I'm nervous opening this thing up. And it looks like maybe it's okay. Let's find out. Let's find out. And my dent is on this corner here, and tiny hit. So again, really nothing I can do about it, but yeah, the box did take a small microscopic hit. Okay, so let's take a look at the rest of this box here. Again, Arthur has a little bit better armor on there than before. Doesn't protect much better though. So we have right here, again, this beautiful work on the front. Really like how that looks down there. That looks really nice, very eye-catching. Again, the CRT 2.0 effect, which again, I'm already a fan of this right here, so I'm really proud of what they did. They have the little power cord that connects to the back, and play 2 games. So Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts also is on this as well, designed by Capcom. Of course, there's wonderful information on the back, and more side artwork here. So we're gonna get inside this box. We'll start over here. I'm gonna get my trusty little screwdriver right here, and find a nice little spot to begin opening this thing up. There we go. And get this out of the way. Such a nice job on these on the artwork here. Taking a closer look here, so you can see the box looks really nice. Now, if you go walk into the store, this is going to catch your eye. Most people are like, that doesn't really work, does it? Well, it does. Really nice. Beautiful artwork. Okay, let's get inside this bad boy. And again, what we're going to find here is pretty much similar to what we saw with the Ghouls. I'm sorry, the Ghosts and Goblins. Let's get the 2 mixed up. But let's just see how this thing went here. We got our top layer of packing foam to make sure everything's protected. And of course, we have our user manual, which is, you know, the different artwork. But on the back, same thing. We have the 4 screw-on trackballs, 12 coins, and the fake power cord, but still a very nice touch. More foam to protect and more foam to protect. And let's take our machine out here. Again, whoop, what's that? Oh, my power cord. I didn't see it there. So once again, USB-C, USB-A power cord. Put that to the side. And, ooh, nice. This stands out a little bit more with the white T-molding on here. Let's get this out of its bag. And carefully put this box out of the way. And look at that white on there, really pops. So the other was purple, and this is obviously black, but the artwork looks really good. And we have our front control panel here. The Ghouls, that was good. It's cool, yeah, Ghouls and Ghosts. Ghosts and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts. And they have their little fake screws for the top here. And we have our screen protector here. This one's a little bit different. This one actually has a little tab to pull it off. I know some people love that. I get agita. My screen's gonna get dust on it now. But we can see right here, the screen and the light reflecting is very minimal. But again, anything with plastic is going to give you some reflecting, but I think it does a great job of hiding it as before. And the bezel artwork looks fantastic. And it looks like they're the same type of buttons here. Now the player 1 and player 2 are clicky. The other ones are more of a springy. Our nice joystick clicks. And again, we have our fake, what's actually, I can't even see it anymore. It's a real coin door. There's a coin slot there for your coins. You can also put in credits that way. You open this up, we should have the same little tray here for coins. There we go. And this is metal. Again, if I said it before, this is metal. It's always been metal. And this has always been wood. And the bottom, you got rubber feet, cap comp on the bottom. More artwork on the side. And again, on the top, we have our power, LED, and volume. And I'll put the volume about midway there for now. And in the back, we have, again, caution. The caution label and this danger label is hiding the 2 screws. Those 2 screws come out, the back panel will come off, but you really should have no reason to go inside there ever. Our little fake lock back here with our real speaker. The fake speakers are still up in this corner right here. I don't know if I can get on the camera. But there are 2 little speaker grills there for where the machine had it in the arcade. And on the back, we have our fake power in for the fake power cord, 2 USB ports, USB-C for charging, and HDMI out. So I'm going to put this little bad boy down here. And I'll get my camera angle a little bit closer, and we'll turn this little bad boy on and give it a try. Okay, once again, taking a look at the front here, the artwork looks really, really good on the Ghouls and Ghosts up here. The screen bezel looks fantastic, and again, even with the screen off, just the look of the monitor, like a 3D effect of the monitor going in, and even with it off, there's like a blackish, grayish look to the screen, which is what you would kind of would have with a CRT. So I'm not sure what kind of anti-reflective coating they put on here, or what they did, but the effect here, I can't convey it enough more. If you did not like it on Missile Command or even Food Fight, I think you'll be hard-pressed to have a problem with this new CRT look. I really do think they nailed it. And in fact, I wish they would release the other ones. They can't do a retrofit. I mean, it's really too hard to put something in. But I'd almost buy them with that new screen next. That looks really, really good. I have even higher hopes now for the little TV set they're going to release for like the Space Ace and Dragon's Lair, the little TV set. I hope it has this thing on there because I think it looks really that good. And again, our control panel looks fantastic. And again, we have our 2 coins down here and so forth. So I'm going to turn this thing on right now. And let's see how this thing powers on. Okay, we got our red indicator light, meaning we have power. Coin doors are lighting up down here. The marquee just kicked on up here. The New Wave toys are showing up and Replicate's showing up. And again, the screen looks really, really good to me from viewing it. And again, I saw it at the Retro Cleveland Gaming Classic. There's a lot of lights in there, lights from all over, and the screen did well. We have our boot ROM coming up. We'll make sure the volume is at a good level. Okay, I guess the track mode right now has the volume off. So let's go into the menu right away. And we can see what I see right now. We have difficulty normal, which again, it's not that easy. Screen brightness is at 50%. The marquee is on and lit. I am going to turn the scan lines on again. I think the scan lines look pretty good. Scan lines are on. Starting lives is still at the 3. Bonus. A track sound. Oh, it does say it's on. And battery indication. So we're going to press these 2 to go out. And let the scan lines come on. Okay, it's I guess it only does it during the game, so let's see. Again, scan lines are on, and I'm really enjoying the look of the scan lines here. I think the scan lines are coming along really, really well. Well, it said that the volume is on the attract mode. Maybe I'm going to play one of the games and see if it does it then. Very interesting. Oh, yep. There is sound. Okay. Again, I never played this in the arcade, so I have no idea when the sound was on, but there's the sound. So I'm going to get a credit again. Where's my little coins? I had coins. There they are. I'm going to take a little coin, and I'm going to put it in for a credit. And I got a credit. That is so neat. Shiloh New Wave Toys. That's pretty cool. I mean, it really, really is. But I can still go here and add another credit. So I'm going to do my best here. Again, you have jump and fire and jump on both sides. So I can play this game without blocking the camera's view. And I'm going to suck in this probably as good as the other one. So let's just see how Glenn does. Well, there goes my arm already. You'll be seeing that screen a lot. Oh! One left. Ah! Let me give my final thoughts. Okay, what's my final thoughts of the New Wave Toys, Ghosts and Goblins, and Ghouls and Ghosts? Well, if you're at all interested in either one of these, you can't go wrong. Again, both games are on here. You can play Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts here, and you can play Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts here. Of course, they even look fairly similar, but if you collect these, you want to have the individual machines. You want to get both. The screen, again, I can't stress it enough. If you had any issues with these screens before, I think that you will find out now that these screens are where they should be. Look like little miniature CRT screens. And even the scan lines look really good. The sound quality on both are great, and speakers are on the back. They still get plenty of audio to make you think they are coming from the top under here. The controls, again, New Wave Toys has always had good track record with their controls. Both look great. I mean, visually, if I was looking at them, I think the Ghouls and Ghosts cabinet just looks a little nicer to me personally, but there's nothing wrong with the Ghosts and Goblins one as well. Again, neither of these I played in the arcades. These are both games I played at home. Now, I stress to people all the time, get on the mailing list. If you're on the New Wave Toys mailing list, you can save up to 20% when you purchase these. It comes up to quite a bit. I think I paid about $150 for each, but there would have been more without 20% off. And again, prices are always going up. And if you are a collector of these little bad boys, just go on eBay and look at their older ones. Centipede and Tempest, you could spend $1,000 getting them. I got them for like $99 when they first came out. So these really are collectibles. They're limited editions, and when they stop selling them, that's it. You have to go on eBay or find some other way, marketplace to find them, and you're going to pay a lot more than you would have paid for these. Even if you bought them, you could resell them and make money, because people are doing that all the time. But I am very happy with these. I'm still disappointed with shipping. You know, again, it's not New Wave Toys' fault. You know, the box got damaged. That is what it is. But I really am digging these screens. I'm going to play these guys quite a bit on these little screens, because they really do look great. And I can't wait to see Berserk and Frenzy that are coming out next. And of course, I was at the Cleveland Gaming Classic, and I just came back, and they had their cigarette machine and their Automatic, which are little working vending machines or power banks, really. But New Wave Toys has really done great stuff, and I'm very happy with both of these purchases. I think you would be too. That's it for today's video. If you did like it, please like, share, subscribe, and give me a thumbs up. It takes a second for you, but it really helps out my channel and the YouTube algorithm, which 10 years in, I'm trying to get some subscribers in here. But these are really, really cool. But again, remember, these things are fun. They're a hobby. They're toys. They're great fun. But don't take place to your family and friends. Make sure you always tell your family and friends that you love them, because tomorrow is never promised. But outside of that, make sure when you do play a game, you can game on. Game on. Sit, Blue Blue, sit. Good dog.